Welcome to Taiji's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make fruit sando or fruit sandwich. So this is really not traditional Japanese food, but this is something that was just invented in Japan in the last 100 years or so. As the Western culture came in after the Meiji Restoration, we started incorporating the Western culture in the Japanese society, and this was one of the inventions out of that. There are different theories whereabout it was invented. One place in Tokyo, one place in Kyoto. Wherever it started, it just kind of got big in Japan in the last 10 years or so, and then started to have little branches outside Japan. If you're living in the US, you may have seen this. I've known about this for a while now, but never thought that I would make myself, but I just thought, hey, this might be something interesting. So I gave it a try. It was actually quite very delicious. Its process is not very difficult at all, and once you make it, it's quite fairly easy. So I have give this a try yourself as well. Then, let's get started. Here are the ingredients for making fruit sandwich. So I have here different kind of fruits. I have tangerine, grapes, kiwi, and strawberries. But whatever fruit you have available in that season is fine. Or you can also use just any canned fruits as well. Most important part of making a delicious fruit sandwich is actually what kind of sliced bread you have. Ideally, you want to have so-called shokupan. This white bread was the closest thing I was able to find. Just try to find these soft white sliced bread. Then I have the regular white sugar, heavy cream for whipping, and I also got some mascarpone cheese. You don't necessarily have to get this, but putting this mascarpone cheese will make the whipped cream a little more heavier, a little more thicker, so that it'll maintain the shape better. But if you don't have this, or if you want to be lazy, you don't necessarily have to get this. And I'm also going to put in a little bit of rum, just get that little scent. But if you're eating with your children, or if you don't like the smell of the rum, you also don't necessarily have to put this in. Then in that case, you just need these ingredients. Now let's prepare the fruits first. Let's start with the strawberry. Of course, all these fruits are washed. I'm gonna first take the bottom off. And then with one of them, I'm gonna make a tulip out of this. So I'm gonna take the tip off like this, make a zigzag form. So I'm gonna cut in here like this, just like this. And the other two, I'm just gonna cut into pieces. And these, of course, you don't wanna waste them. Next, the tangerines, you just need to peel them off. And then you want to try to get rid of as much of these white part as possible. And then you want to try to get this middle part out as well. And this is finished. I'm going to do the same thing. And the other one I'm going to separate into pieces. And then the grapes, I'm just going to cut them in half. So in the kiwi, I'm going to peel it off. With the kiwi, there's a bottom and the top. So this is where it's attached to the branches. So you want to start peeling from the bottom like this. And then once you get to the top, you want to cut like this around, like this, because there's a hard part in the middle, like around like this, and then you pull it off like this, and you get this hard part off. And then first I'm gonna cut off like this. This will work as leaves. Then I'm gonna cut like this, and these will work as stems. And then the rest I'm just gonna cut into pieces. So just like that, this is finished cutting the fruits. But with the kiwi, it's got a little too much liquid around. So I'm gonna get that off so that the cream won't be soggy. So using a paper towel. Then that's finished for that. Now let's make the whipped cream. So in a bowl like this, I'm gonna put in about 200 grams of heavy cream. Just about. Then here about 30 grams of sugar, which is just about 2 tablespoons. Then we're going to whip this as a mixer. When you're making whipped cream, especially in the summer, you want to make sure that it stays cold. And so for that, I'm going to have under it icy cold water. Then we're going to whisk this. If you don't have a mixer, then of course you can do this with your hands. So once it got to this kind of consistency where you can kind of make a shape like this, but not too hard, I'm gonna put in here about 100 grams of mascarpone cheese. This doesn't need to be that precise, just about 100 grams. So a little under half of this. And then whisk this again. And once it's got thoroughly mixed, I'm gonna put about 2 teaspoons to 1 tablespoon of rum. And once this got to this kind of hard consistency like this, then this is finished. Now let's prepare the bread. So today I have these sliced bread. I personally like to take the crust off for this recipe. You can of course keep the crust. It's just a preference thing. So I'm gonna cut off the crust. So that's finished. For these crusts, of course, don't throw them away. You can fry them and make croutons out of these, or you can of course also make a panko or breadcrumbs for making korokke or tonkatsu. So then let's assemble it together. As the first thing, I'm going to cover all the white bread with the whipped cream on one side. Just like this. Okay, these are finished. Then let's assemble it with the fruits. So when you do that, it's easier to put a saran wrap under it first. Let's start with the strawberry tulip. I'm gonna cut the bread like this, so I'm gonna put the tulip in this direction, so when it gets cut this way, you have a tulip from this side. So I'm gonna put it like this here. Then I'm going to first put on the leaf part, going under this direction a little bit, and then I'm gonna put a little cream over it, like this. Then I'm gonna put in the stem part, and put a little more cream on it, a little bit slanted. And this right here like this. And then we have a little open space, so in these part we're just gonna fill it with the kiwi and the strawberries. And then we're gonna fill the rest with the whipped cream. So as this got covered, I'm gonna cover it with the other side of the bread. Just like this. You don't wanna push too hard, but just slightly so that they get together. You're gonna smoothen the side. And then cover this up with a saran wrap. And then I'm gonna put a little marker like this, so I don't forget which direction to cut. Then I'm gonna put the saran wrap in the other direction. Then this is done for the strawberry tulip. Now let's make the sunflower with a tangerine. So I'm gonna cut it this direction, so I'm gonna put the tangerine in this direction, like this. And for this, I'm gonna use a blue grape for the leaves. So I'm gonna put this direction like this. And I'm gonna put a little bit of cream over it. And then I'm gonna put in the stem and put a little more cream on it. And the other side of the leaf, this direction. And the other opening space, I'm gonna fill it with the tangerine and the grapes. Then I'm gonna cover it again, just like this. And then kind of form the side. Cover it up. And just like the other one, I'm gonna mark it, this direction cut. And put in saran wrap over it again, the other direction. And with that, 2 fruit sandwiches are finished. And then we're gonna put these in the refrigerator and let it cool for at least an hour or so. So 1 hour has passed, let's cut these up. I'm gonna cut it very slowly. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, this looks pretty good. So you might want to just kind of get rid of this cream right here like this with your knife. So you have a clean cut. I think that was a pretty good success. You want to make sure you clean up the knife. And let's see how the other one's turning up. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty good as well. I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit. I think we could definitely call this a success. Then for now, I'm just gonna eat 2 of these. Then let's eat. Oh, this looks so amazing. Let's eat. Itadakimasu. Okay, let's start with the strawberry one. Itadakimasu. So good. It's falling apart. So I do have to admit, this is not the easiest thing to eat, but oh, the flavor is so delicious. This combination of the fruit and the mascarpone cream is just so totally amazing. Okay, I bet this is much harder to eat. Itadakimasu. Oh, so delicious. Oh, that was so delicious. Oh, they were so good. I just swallowed them. ごちそうさまでした. Oh, that was so good. So as you saw, making this fruit sandwich is actually not that very difficult. Getting that whipped cream yourself is maybe the hardest part. Because it looks so fancy, you think the hurdle is a little bit high, but it's actually not. You just have to get over that mental hurdle. So I hope you give this a try yourself. If you enjoyed what you saw, I'd love it if you hit the like button for me. And if you have any feedback or any requests, please feel free to write anything in the comments below. Otherwise, I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye.